Get down. Let me clear my throat. Yeah. Oh, that's better. That's better. Somebody pass around the offering. Since I'm always preaching on tracks, you feel me? I'm about to get paid for it. Sermon of the day. You right where you supposed to be, baby. Informants informing, that information forming. Important you get a portion of fortune pouring. Confession, fortunately, blessings on now they snoring. You mellow, so focused on scoring. Got you underperforming. I never expect something, never assume nothing. Judging me for my past, but that's why I'm triumphant. I don't demand, I know where I stand like engineer hands. Watch how my life pans. That game plan, show out like a jotter, pop out like a cutter. Telling the quick rock, skipping the clunky squares like hopscotch. This gonna be my mood to my beat drop. Putting my boogie shoes in my diddy boots, ain't don't stop. I'ma make the rest of my life live. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. Gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. I'ma make the rest of my life live. Gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Congratulations on the celebration. I know don't whip out and need no validation. Congratulations on the celebration. I know don't whip out and need no validation. Yeah, if having hope is dangerous, gonna be evil Knievel. You leaning on the wrong.
Look at me. I'm so excited. I'm talking and my mic is muted. Look at that. What a mess, right? So we're going to start all over from the beginning. Good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. I hope you've all had an amazing day. I'm so glad to see each and every one of you in the place on tonight. You know what it is. It's my favorite day of the whole week. Why? Because I get to spend these next 60 to 90 or so minutes with who? With you. Where? Right here on the Bravo with Sheila Network. So do me a favor real quick, like, subscribe, and share on tonight. We've got something good going on. It is our Thursday night with me, your girl, Lady Dawn B. We got the ladies' room happening on tonight. I am excited. I hope you can tell. I am. Because this month is Women's History Month. And so this whole month, we are going to be celebrating the beauty of womanhood, being a woman, and some amazing women who may be known near and far. But if you don't know them, you're going to know them before it's all over. And we hope that you would share the good news about them. So again, I want to ask you to like, to subscribe, and share. Do us a favor and help us to grow this amazing network with this awesome information. Bring others into the conversation. It is nothing. It is free 99 for us to do. And so we just want to make sure that we are getting information out there. And of course, as always, we could not be here and do this without paying homage to who? The Queen Bee herself, the queen and the curator of this amazing space, the Bravo with Sheila Network, in the person of Pastor Sheila Ingram. We give you a bravo. I call her my Auntie Bravo, and I thank her because she always is so gracious in yielding me this good captain's chair every Thursday night to come spend this time with you. So before we bring up our amazing ladies' room panel, y'all know how we do. I just want to shout out some people in the comment section. Our number one brother, Ane, always in the house, on post and ready to go. And we are so glad to see you. Yes, ma'am. I realized I was talking to my whole self being muted. Had a whole good conversation. So I had to start all over. And let's see who else we got in the building. The psalmist voice, aka Pastor Chris, who is part of our men's lounge squad. They're going to be sharing on this month too. Good evening to you, sir. And we thank you all for joining in. So yeah, like, subscribe, and share. And make sure that you are getting someone into this conversation. Oh, thank you, Anae. I like it. You got got to talk about faith. Got to talk about faith. It's faith that has brought us this far. And amen and hallelujah. As you know, we are not a Christian based network. We are open and loving to everyone and accepting however we are Christian, most of us. And so, you know me, y'all know I'm a God's girl. So, you know, if you're going to get a little Jesus, you're going to get a little God, you're going to get a little blessing. But we just want to let everyone know we are all inclusive, and we want to speak the language for everyone on this evening. So again, on tonight, let's see who else we got. My sis Taryn is in the house. Hello, sis. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. And my poetic partner, the poetress, Antoinette Saunders says, hello all, and hello to you. Thank you for being here on tonight. So I'm excited, and I want to bring up our ladies room squad members first. Gonna bring up the amazing Dr. ND Brown. She's in the house with us. Then I'm gonna bring up the amazing Lady Deshawn Bill is in the house. Come on, say hello to the people on tonight. How are y'all doing, ladies? Everybody good? Y'all can unmute.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm excited. I'm excited. Another day, another time to gather with you ladies here in the ladies' room. I look forward to these Thursdays.
Yes, ma'am. I do too. I'll be so excited. I'll be so excited. And we also have, I'm going to bring her right now. Oh, we got our queen, Bravo. Queen of Bravo. Sister Phyllis
Good
said, hey.
evening. How y'all doing out there, YouTube land? I hope you guys
Well,
is having a wonderful day. I know I did. No, I didn't. I'm not even gonna lie. I had a rough day. No, I had a good day. I'm not kidding. I hope you guys are gonna enjoy the show. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I still hear the music going.
do y'all still hear music? Because I don't hear the music. Okay, well we gonna just let the music be the music then. I also want to bring up to the stage our other squad member of the ladies' room, Lady Maisha is in the house on tonight. Say hello to the people.
Hey, hello, ladies. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Always good to be back with you all. I'm excited.
All right. So as you know, these are the ladies who hold down the ladies' room on tonight. And yes, we have guests. We have some extra guests that are with us on tonight, and I'm gonna bring them up as well. And then we're gonna get into this good conversation and we're gonna let it flow. So we have Dr. Kelly Farrow in the house. Also, welcome, Dr. Kelly. How are you tonight? I think you muted.
I'm good. How are you?
Great, great. Thank you so much for being here on this amazing evening to kick off the ladies lounge, the ladies room. And then we're gonna bring up my sis, Kara Jones. Welcome to the platform, sis. How you doing?
Hi, and it's Kyra.
Kyra, thank you. I'm so sorry. I know
It's okay.
I be switching up. I be switching up. It's not you, it's me.
It's okay.
No, please continue to correct me. I'm gonna jack it up every time. Then I'm gonna just start. Then I'm gonna give you my own name for you, and you don't have to answer that either. But welcome, Kyra. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight. So on tonight, guys, like I said earlier, this is Women's History Month, and normally we would be in here chatting it up, talking about our women's topics, issues, situations, circumstances, trying to have some real talk with some real resolutions. You know how we do. We keep it 1,000, always lit on fire, and we want to make sure that we are helping to build and encourage our women, ladies. You know, in the spaces in the ladies' room, you go in. You know, when you go out and you used to go to the ladies' room with your girls, it's time to regroup, get yourself together. How's your night going? Do I need to fix myself? You know, what's happening? And this is that same kind of space that we've created to come in and talk to each other. But on this month, because it is Women's History Month, I wanted to bring the opportunity for us to share, to expose, to encourage, and to salute some unsung sheroes in our lives, right? Everybody needs a little celebration every now and then. So women, one of the hardest things sometimes I find with some women, not everyone, but some groups of women, and I think it's starting to become a little bit more normal, um, is we have to learn how to celebrate one another. Not just support, but really celebrate one another. Because we could show up in a space to celebrate a sister and still, not really be celebrating them, within ourselves. Sometimes we just show up to see what's going to go wrong or what's happening. But on tonight, we want to literally celebrate women who are doing amazing things in their local spaces, as well as abroad. So I asked the ladies of the ladies' room if they would find a person who they feel that they wanted to honor, celebrate, bring to the forefront, and share who they are and the great work that they're doing with the world. So, ladies, you are here tonight because you are worthy of being celebrated. We want you to know that what you are doing, that's right, clap it up, clap it up. Throw some hearts up in the comment section if you don't mind. Like, subscribe, and share, because these are some women who are doing some amazing things. And sometimes, it seems like on a local scale or even in a small community, your work goes overlooked. But little waves in the water make great impacts in the ocean. So I want you to know that you are making a great wave. Now, we could sit here and talk about women in history who's already done things and rehash what they've done. But no, we're not going to go that route. Tonight, we talk about women who are history and women who are now making now history. So with that being said, I first want to go to Maisha Brooks, my cousin in love, and I want her to come on and share who this beautiful woman is that is sitting next to her, and share who she is and why you have selected her as an unsung shero on tonight.
Again, good evening, ladies. This is my mom. This is Jacqueline Davis. When Dawn told me, like, hey, if there's somebody that I want you to honor, I didn't find anybody else in my mind that I could think of that I wanted to honor today. I did write a little something, Dawn, if it's okay if I read it. Okay. It says, my Shero is a woman who has always embodied what it means to own and define her own strength. A woman who has endured pain,
absolutely,
loss, and has still managed to overcome all obstacles. By God's grace and love, she is still here, growing in her purpose unapologetically. A woman that has served her country well in the United States Army, retired from South Carolina's healthcare system in 2001. She is a wife, mother, daughter, grandmother, and a great-grandmother. She's given me a blueprint of what it means to be hardworking, what it means to love, and live a life of strength and determination. My mother, Jacqueline Yvonne Davis, I thank you, honor you, and appreciate you for the life given to me and the life you lived. Thank you for being my Shero.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. So my mom, just a little bit about her. She was born and raised in New York, and she was raised in Georgia. My brother's on here, so he said the best mom ever. But my mom has given us an opportunity at a good life. Not just a good life in terms of materialistic things, but she's given us an idea of what it means to be a strong woman, what it means to be a woman that thrives after God, that looks towards the future and say, you know what, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that my family is where it needs to be. She worked in healthcare for how long? 27 and a half years. So she was a healthcare worker. She worked with mentally disabled individuals for a long time. And in 2021, she had open heart surgery. So by the grace of God, she is still here to be celebrated. And I thought it not robbery to celebrate her on today for all that she is to me, all she does for me. She's been mama, nurse, doctor, counselor, psychologist. She's been a limousine driver. She's been a taxi driver. She's been everything to me. And I just thought it was so important to just share her with you all, just to see who she is, just to know like where I come from, She's given me so much purpose in my life to want to do more, to want to strive to do more in life, because I've seen how hard she's worked. I've seen what it means to put your family first. I've seen what it means to sacrifice yourself to make sure that your life is worth living. You know, we always say that it's so important to give people their flowers while they're here. And so this is just my way of giving her her flowers while she's here.
That's beautiful. Come on and give some love to this amazing unsung Shero. Come on, put some hearts in the comment section for me, y'all. Mama Jackie, that is amazing, and you have raised such an amazing young lady, and I'm sure
Yes, she is.
that
Yes, I'm so
yeah,
proud of her.
as you should be, ma'am. It is a reflection of you. Your legacy continues on through
Yes.
your daughter. So I just want to ask you really quick, as she shared part of your journey with us, and I love that she refers to you as saying, by the grace of God and love, she is still here, growing in her purpose unapologetically. I love that. Because I said, I feel I'm in a season of living unapologetically. I'm not sorry for nothing no more. You have to come to a place in life where you embrace everything that you are. And if people around you are going to be uncomfortable, let it be because you are fulfilling your purpose, not because you're hiding in the shadow. So, what could you share with us about that journey that you've taken about living unapologetically? Like, was there a particular season, a particular event that turned you into that direction? You've done so many things, but as a woman of wisdom, how can you help us as other young women uh, learn how to take that turn to live unapologetically as well?
Like she said, 2021, emergency open heart surgery.
Turn your volume up a little bit because we can't hear you.
Um, like she said, in 2021, I had to have emergency open heart surgery, and I was
Okay, wait. I'm
going
sorry. Hold on.
forward.
It's still a little sketchy. I want to make sure that we can hear you. I heard you a little bit saying 2021 you had open heart surgery.
Yeah, in 2021,
But the
I had
volume is
to
still
have.
coming across a little
Let me
sketchy.
talk about it. In 2021, I had to have emergency open heart surgery, and I was in the hospital for about 14, almost 2 weeks. And during that time, um, I had a lot of time to think, a lot of time to reflect, a lot of time to pray, spend a lot of time with God. During that time, I just decided it's all about God. I'm not gonna be apologize for anything. I'm focusing on Him and His purpose and what He wants me to do and His will. That was when I really had a moment where it's all about Him.
Okay, hold on one moment. I'm sorry, because your volume is still not coming across too well.
God, can you hear us now?
Yeah, it's better. It's a bit of an echo, but it's better. Because I don't want nobody to miss what you're saying. 'Cause it's good. We can't hear you. No, I can see your lips moving.
All right, what about now?
Perfect,
Sorry
perfect.
about that, guys. I'm sorry. My apologies.
It's
My
all right.
apologies.
Good. So I'm sorry, Mom. So if you could share with us again, it's all right.
Okay.
You started for 2021.
Oh, I'm sorry. In 2021, I had to have emergency open heart surgery, and I was in the hospital for about 2 weeks because I had a lot of complication. It was during that time, well, it was kind of like during COVID, where you couldn't have any visitors or anything, and I spent a lot of time alone. Where I thought I was alone, I was with God. God was there with me. I had a lot of time to pray and reflect on things in my life and things that had happened and how I wanted to be and what things I wanted to do in the future. And I just decided, it was going to be about God. I wasn't going to be apologize for anything. If he said praise me in the middle of the street, I was going to do that. Whatever God had instructed me to do, that's what I was going to do. Whether it didn't matter to me whether I lost people along the way or who didn't like it. It was all about him and doing his will.
That is, I can imagine having that. A lot of us have our turning point or come to Jesus moment,
Yeah.
at that crossroad moment in
Yes.
our lives.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes what we as young women can also take away from that is don't wait until that moment
Yes.
to
Yes.
live unapologetically.
Yes.
Like you said, if whatever Jesus, whoever God tell you to do, you're going to do it when he tells you to do it, and we have to be more active and proactive in fulfilling our purposes,
Yes.
intentionally without the fear, because people going to talk anyway.
Exactly. That's true. Regardless of what you do and how you do it, when you do it, somebody's going to have to say.
So you might as well, you might as well let them give them the subject matter to talk about. If they're gonna be talking, let them talk about what I'm doing in my purpose, right?
Yes, that's true. Exactly.
Whether they understand it or not. And then you also served in the army. So thank you for your service. Thank you for being sacrificing, and I'm sure that was not easy as a woman, as a mom. Um, Can you tell a little bit about what that journey was like as a mom and as a woman serving in the military? Because we all know as women, for a long time we were considered second class citizens, and we had no voice, and our voice had no value. We were only slotted to do certain things, and to come from that type of a history as a woman, and then as a Black woman, now being one who can serve in the military, who can, where there are no limits on what we can do. But as a mom and as a woman, can you share a little bit about what your experience in the military was like while you were serving?
Well, that was many years ago. I'm not gonna tell my age, but it was many years ago. It was
That's
hard.
all right.
It was hard because the thing with the military is it's them. You got to be here at a certain time. You miss things. There, parts of your life, of your family that you don't see them. Sometimes you're far away from home. I was stationed in Germany for a while, and in DC, it's very hard. And being a Black young woman, you had a lot to prove. It was a lot of competition, not competition, but you had to prove that just because I'm a woman, I'm a Black, I can do this. I'm just as good as you are. I can excel, right. And do the same things that you can. So it was hard, and it was a lot of trying to prove myself that I can do this, and being a mother in the military, it was also hard because when your child is sick, you got to be here. I'm not feeling good. You still got to come in. Get deployed. You're away from your family. You're away from your loved ones, and away from your children. And I remember I had to go to Germany, and my plan was to take my son with me. When I got there, the whole circumstances changed. So for 20 months out of his life, I was not there. I had to leave him with my mother and be a mother from a distance, and it was very hard. But back then we didn't have Facebook and social media and all this stuff. So my mother did her an excellent job of keeping that communication with pictures and sending me little cassette tapes and stuff. But it's very hard, and it's a job that people don't seem to appreciate, even though you make that choice to do, to volunteer. It's a big sacrifice. It's a big sacrifice, and it takes a lot of your time away from your family and your children. And you got work to do, but you got a child here that needs you and wants your time and attention and your love. And it was very hard and challenging, but it was rewarding also.
Well, I can only imagine, and it takes it. I cannot. Well, I actually can't imagine what that feeling is like. To make that decision to serve your country, and at the cost of having to be separated from your children, your family. But as a woman and as a mom, it's different, and the reality is it's different with men and women when it comes to our kids, you know, because women, we carry them, you know, so it's a whole different kind of connection. So having to spend that time away, it hits us in a different way. And it's not to say one is deeper than another, it's just way different, you know. So like there is no amount of money or praise or things that anyone could ever give to compare to your sacrifice. But we say thank you so much for your service, and to your family for sacrificing, you know, that time and that space to defend our country or to be in place, you know. And we honor you and we salute you today, Mama Jackie. There's a few things comment section here. Angelo, cousin, your son-in-law says, congratulations, Mom Jackie. Faith says, congratulations, Mom Jackie. We got a few other people greeting in the comments on tonight. And we are glad again, and we thank you for serving. So y'all give it up for the unsung Shero, Mama Jackie, who has served. And know that your legacy lives on well through your children. Again, you know, your life is just a drop in the water, and your children are an extension. And every bit of greatness that they do, your legacy continues.
And my children are amazing. I have amazing children. I thank God for them. They're amazing. I love them so much.
Oh, come on now. Don't make me cry now, because I get all emotional. My heart start getting a little swollen up with the love. Get swollen with the love.
True, I have to brag. True.
That's you're right. You're right. You got to brag on them when they're doing well. When they, you know, you still it's just a blessing to have them.
It really is.
So, you know, thank you for joining us tonight. Don't go nowhere. Y'all stay. We have more amazing women to share. We just want to impart a little bit of their stories to you tonight. And I want to encourage you that even in your own areas, that there is some woman in your community, in your life, that is doing something amazing that maybe the world doesn't know, but she needs to be celebrated. Maybe that woman is you. So I just want to encourage you, and that's the point of tonight, for us to give the flowers to those who are doing amazing things while they can yet smell them. We need to learn to celebrate and congratulate. So next up, I want to switch over a little bit, and I'm going to go to my sister ND. Is in the house on tonight, and her person of choice, her unsung hero, is the Dr. Reverend Kelly. And I'm going to ask Indeed to come on, unmute, come and share. Dr. Kelly, I do again want to say thank you so much for being here on tonight, and we honor you on this evening. Come on, Indeed.
First, I need to pause for a second and tell Pastor Linwood Beal to go read a book somewhere, eat a piece of chicken, because he's annoying right now. He don't know how to be an adult today.
We not paying him no mind. We working on the women tonight. We working on the women.
I'm sorry, my bishop just came back in, and he's having a moment because he had to come in from outside with his daddy. But I came on tonight. I know.
That's all right.
All right, my bishop is having it. There were, I know a lot of people, but I had to stick to my cow. Nobody else can call her my cow. That's my cow. But Reverend Dr. Kelly Farrow is I am where I am because of her in ministry. I think that everyone needs a sister girl, a mentor, a friend, a parole officer, because there was some times I thought I was in jail and she had to get me together. But she's been consistent, and I think it's been almost maybe 10 years, 15 years, maybe more than that. I don't remember. But Dr. Farrow is truly she's a Shero on many levels. She cultivates, she pushes, she pushes, and she pushes, and she pushes. No, she is one of those who wasn't did not feel it robbery to say to me, very new when I was new in ministry, listen, I'm gonna need you not to do this. This is what you need to do, because this is not going to work. And Dr. Kelly is truly one of those who, when they talk about that Black women cannot get along, well, that is a lie from the pit of hell, because Dr. Kelly is the model of connecting people from all over the country together, for the common good. And of course, the common good is Black Jesus. The Black Jesus is the common good. But then there are others who don't know Christ, who are connected. And just because of who she is, what she represents. I went to school because she made me go and told me I had to go to school. But I don't regret it. She is the hand on my back. Everyone has that one person, and I often tell her in our conversations that she's amazing. But this was the perfect platform to bring her out publicly for me to tell her, so others can say, if you don't have you and Kelly Farrell, get you one. You like Toy Story when Woody said, everybody gotta have a partner. This is, if you don't have one, get you a Reverend Dr. Kelly Farrell, one who is true to who she is. And when I think, who said that I'm not apologetic anymore, because I kind of blinked out for a second. That is Dr. Kelly Farrell. She is non-apologetic for her being a woman, for her being a proud Black woman, an educated Black woman, Lord, a God-fearing Black woman, a sister from around the way. She is all of that and some. And I can't stress how much it's important. I really agree all her accolades. Yes, she has a doctor's degree. Yes, she has a double major bachelor's. Both went to NIAC. She is part of, if you see in the back, Circle of Sacred Fire, where she has been teaching women of color the art of preaching. Come on, y'all. Yeah, that's exciting. It was in the first class. I'm the alpha. I was in the alpha class, where we got a women's. It's about maybe 10 or 20 women every year that come together for a couple of weeks, where they learn how to preach. Not to be like anybody else, but to be their true, authentic self. Embracing their womanhood, embracing the call that they've been called to, embracing all that ministry is, but never losing sight of who you are as a woman as you're doing it. And that is phenomenal, especially when we are Black women, when there is still the good old boys club around. And no matter how much we look about it, the good old boys club is still around. But I'm here to tell all of the women who will listen now and those who will listen later, listen. There is a circle of sacred fire that exists, that if you're not a part of, listen, you can come and I think she has where you can sit in a class, or you can see some of them. I think she's up to, I think maybe 10 or 12 cohorts. Am I right? It's about 10 or 12 cohorts now. Huh?
That's 23.
Oh, see, I'm behind. It's 23 cohorts that she has taught women of color from all across the United States how to preach and not forget about yourself. But that's all I got right now. So I'm, because her resume is, it's fabulous. But I'll let Dr. Kelly tell, because who can tell it better than Dr. Kelly?
Well, come on, Dr. Kelly, and share with us on tonight. We celebrate and salute you, and we are honored that you are here and that you are a woman in history yet making history. So come on and share with us a little bit more about you and what you do.
Oh, okay, well, sure. Well, hey, everybody. I am, as Nina Lovely said, Reverend Dr. Kelly Farrell, certainly from the Bronx. And I always say the Bronx. This is the only borough, right, that has the
That's right.
that just birthed the dopest of hip hop and R&B and in New York. And I know Brooklyn is a close second, but we fight because they got Biggie, but we got Grandmaster Flash. So there's
Come
that.
on. Come on.
So there's spaces in which, I certainly live into my authenticity for sure. All of those kind of things for me, and how I show up was birthed in the Bronx. And so typically when someone I guess, would engage me or experience me or whatever lovely words you want to put there, they get a regular person. And so I think that kind of sometimes throws people because they're looking for a woman preacher to be something. And I don't never really fit that mold because I'm not very churchy, but I love Black Jesus. But there's that. And so there's always a kind of level of confusion when they engage me. But I help them along because everybody's not meant to do the same thing and show up the same way. And in that space and owning my own authenticity, I help women of color in ministry find their own authenticity. Be who you're called to be because that's the best version of yourself that we need to see and experience. I always tell all the women, we need your voice, not anyone else's voice except for your voice. Cultivate your voice. Show up how you have been designed to show up. We're not in competitive spaces. I know sometimes patriarchy, sexism makes us feel like we are in competitive spaces, but we're not. Sometimes there aren't women. So I heard you say earlier that we don't know how to celebrate and we don't know how to show up. We cultivate how to do that in the circle. We cultivate what celebration looks like, and it looks real big and obnoxious for us because we go hard. But we make sure that you know a sister feels supported. We term the coin sistering because we sister each other. We support each other. We bounce off ideas. We collaborate together. So an event and conference I have coming up with a sister that we're collaborating with is Flourish. Flourish was born out of me and Reverend Dr. Jennifer Watley Maxwell or Maxell. We during the pandemic we had a lot of conversations about mental health and wellness, how it's going to affect preachers across the country. What did that mean for us? How do we manage anxieties? And I knew that when we came out of or we got back outside into this open space, that it was going to be challenging for people to reconnect. And but then what does it look like church going forward? Like, I mean, some of us have gotten back to what traditional church model was, but some of us have created whole new models. And so Reverend Jen and I had all these conversations. And so these conversations kind of just manifested into what we're curating together now. So Flourish is a preaching conference hosted by Hampton University from Hampton, Virginia. And we have just been given the marvelous assignment, what we feel like is to celebrate, right? We're going to come together and talk about preaching like we do with Circle of Sacred Fire, but we're going to have Girls Night In, which is warm and fun, and popcorn and pizza, and tackle some tough, conversation, but also maybe even have a little wine on deck and a fireplace. We're going to be sistering, right? Then we're going to have the wonderful scholars in the person of Reverend Dr. Otis Moss III, who is an excellent preacher from Chicago, Reverend Dr. Renita Weems, who is the womanist scholar of all time, right? And we're gonna Reverend Shalita Fumby, who Shalita just preaches like no one else in the world has to preach after her. It's like when she preaches, nobody else preaches. That's it. She just preached the whole sermon by herself. And so we're doing all these things, not necessarily, and bringing all these folks together, not just to bring them together, but to encourage, to inspire, to empower, to give voice to women who feel like they have no hope, they don't have opportunity. We teach women how to make their own opportunity. We teach women how to create their own opportunity. Shirley Chisholm said, if you're not invited to the table, go get a chair and bring the chair and sit down, right? Bring your own chair to the table. But we do stuff like that. Circle of Sacred Fire at this point is 6 years old. It is under the auspice of the Kelly Youth Hour Institute for Black Preaching and Education. My PhD is in education, and so at first I thought I would go into education as pursuing a tenure professorship somewhere, what have you. But that wasn't where I'm supposed to go. I was supposed to create a new shift, a new paradigm for women and men to learn and create and grow, right? And so the Kelly Youth Hour Institute for Black Preaching and Education was born. Under that initiative is Circle of Sacred Fire, is a podcast series. Now it's also Flourish, which would be our regular conference space. And all of these things just keep kind of being born out of that. And every time I think that maybe I'm finished with one project, there's another project that comes. And because it's work I really love to do, because it doesn't feel like work, like I've had the most fun putting this conference together because we're thinking about all the fun things and all of the, confetti, all of the glitter, all of it really is a good time. And so ministry is a serious business, a serious matter, but it shouldn't feel like it's a heavy lift and a heavy task. But I think for me, it doesn't necessarily feel that way because I get to collaborate, have conversation with, engage. What, like Nina said, women from all across the country, literally. But then those who partner, collaborate with me. And so we're hosting it at McAfee School of Theology, Flourish Conference. And we have partnerships with McAfee, we have partnerships with Morehouse, we have partnerships with Yale Divinity. We have several schools that we partner with to bring our educational program, preaching intensive to them. And in the space of always being in conversation with someone, right? You step out, you might be a little intimidated, you might be a little afraid. Of course, I think that is to be expected, but you do it anyhow. You do it because this is where you're called to go. You do it because it's going to teach you something about yourself. You do it so that you can have some lessons in life, and so that you can have a good time, and so that you can have fun. And you can say, I did something. I went somewhere. I was amongst some things. I shifted the world, if you will, in my own little space right here. That I did that, and so that's what we look to do. So it's 2 days, April 18th and 19th, and then right after that, there's something else. So I listed my website, which is drkellyfarrell.org, so folks can engage and you have all those questions and what else does she do and all, because y'all be here till tomorrow talking about all the things that I get involved with. But if
Yes.
it is empowering Black community, if it is, I was at a social justice conference for a college last week. I'm a social justice advocate too. So all those kind of things, right? If it's empowering Black community, Black women, certainly Black children, because I served in the youth ministry at Convent Avenue Baptist Church for a number of years, then it's time for us to elevate. I always let folk know I'm not necessarily anti-white. The white people, them, they can do whatever the heck they want. But I am very much pro-Black, right? I'm lightly melanated, but deeply Black. I sense the continent on a regular basis. I am part of the diasporic revolution that was released from the continent however many years ago. And I love teaching our people about loving Black culture, loving Blackness, and showing up in those spaces and not making an excuse or apology for how you show up. I'm Black. And
Amen. Amen. Now that's good stuff. Thank you so much. Come on, clap it up, guys. Clap it up. Again, the purpose of tonight is to share because there are a lot of amazing things going on in the lives of women locally that others may not know about. And the only way we're going to grow is to share and to come out of our silos and begin to put ourselves in different spaces, coming out of our comfort zones. And women, we have come a long way, yes, but we still have a whole lot more to go down this road. So, Dr. Kelly, I really want to thank you so much for being such a woman of excellence. Your bio is amazing. I got to it is full and packed, so it's hard to pull any one thing out, but I love that and I encourage everyone who can to go and check out her information so that you can see all the amazing things that she is, not just what she does, and that you are literally like mother, being unapologetic about being who you are. And I think that is key in becoming women who are not just about prior history, but we are currently making history. And we're going to continue to make history by being unapologetic, respectfully and gracefully, integrally unapologetic. Um, and for being such a woman of ministry, of education, and of excellence. I mean, I feel like your picture has many spouts. It sounds like there's not too much that you cannot do, but we thank you for being such an impact to those locally. And our hope is that as we like, subscribe, and share on tonight, that other people would be encouraged. And she said it is not just women, but women and men. So tap into the resources that are available and accessible to each other through these great women who are doing great things. They are examples and ensamples. They are in our space, tangible. I like what you said about the quote of Shirley Chisholm about, nobody wants to let you at their table. I love that whole thought process, because one thing I've learned is I don't necessarily need you. I don't look for you to let me sit at your table anymore. I got to build my own. When you don't want to make room for me at your table, it's okay, love, because I'm going to be over here building my own. Okay. And I promise you, when I'm finished building my own, you might want to come over, but it may not be room. It may not be time. We got to know our timing and our space. And truthfully, God doesn't mean for us to always sit at another person's table. When you don't find what you're looking for at a particular table, oftentimes it's because God wants to use you to build your own. So thank you for sharing all of that great information, everything that you are. We salute you, great woman of God. And we say, keep going, sis, keep breaking ceilings and keep untying bounds and just doing what you are doing. What I love about these women is that they are making ways for others to follow in the footsteps. Each one of you are opening doors, even if it's just a crack. Guess what? At one point, the door was closed. It wasn't even cracked. So the steps that you're taking and being women who are going first, you're able to open that door and crack it for someone else to come through and maybe push it open a little wider. We just need to be able to see someone who's doing what we desire to do so we can learn how to do it. But somebody has to go first. So, thank you for being women who are going first. So come on, we get some celebration to the unsung sheroes in the place on tonight. This is good conversation. I know y'all are used to, not really a little slight toxicity, like, how we do sometimes. But on tonight, it is extremely important that we sometimes pause. And again, I wanted to start this month, Women's History Month, with the ladies' room, celebrating one another, because it is important. As Dr. Kelly said, I love that you teach that, because some of us don't know what that looks like. We may think we do, and that's what I said, we may show up to an event, but we are not really supporting our sister. So we gonna have to connect. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna find you myself. Make sure I'm learning how to celebrate right as well. All right. So next up, I have our other sister, our other squad member, the lady Deshawn Bimp is in the house. Come on, Detroit.
Good evening. What up, though? We here. We here. When you gave us this task, let me tell you something. I opened that message and I closed it right back. I said, I ain't got time and the brain power for this right here. Because it's too many of y'all. I'm going to be honest. This is too, and I say y'all because you and Dr. ND are two of my go-to. Y'all part of my circle, right? My circle real small. And I said, who in the world? I can't just pick one of them. How am I do this? So I went the opposite way. I said, who can I encourage, uplift, and support because I see them? And I chose my cousin, Kyra. Kyra is an amazing, amazing figure in our community. She does great work here in the city of Detroit. She works for our police department and does community outreach through the police department. She's also part of the military, a full-time mom, a full-time wife. And when I tell you, y'all know me, and this is my cousin, but I've never heard a negative word come out of her mouth. Never heard her say something is going bad or it's going to be a bad day. She is so positive, uplifting, and encouraging to everyone that she meets. And the work that she's doing in and around the city of Detroit is just is breathtaking, and it's going to catch momentum. And Kyra likes to be in the background. She doesn't look for accolades. She's not doing it for show or for people, but I wanted her to know that I see her. I see the positive energy. I see, her heart, and her heart for the people, not just for the job or the check or to say that something was done, but she truly cares. And I wanted to encourage her today and support her and give her a little push in everything that she's doing. I love you.
Well, come on and the salute Kyra on tonight. Come on off that mic, Kyra. Talk to us on this evening, sis.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome. Well, how do you feel about the wonderful accolades that have been spoken about you on this evening?
It feels good. It feels good. But like she said, I'm not the one to be out in the forefront. I'm kind of like in the background, kind of watching, listening.
Okay. Okay. Well, she said that you were in the military, right?
Yes, ma'am. 10 years as of March.
Okay. All right. You entered in as a
March
young
March 5th to be
March
exact.
5th. All right. Well, thank you for your service and for your sacrifice. Can you share with us a little bit about, because I'm sure as a young woman entering the military to make that choice at such a pivotal time, in your early youth, um,
Uh,
what caused you to take that route? There's so many other directions you could have gone, but to decide to serve your country, in that way at that age, what was the motivation behind that?
I would have to say it would be my father mostly. He inspires me. Um, he inspired me most definitely to join. Um, I was born in Germany due to him being in the military, and he reached the rank of specialist. First, he was a Marine, very proud Marine, and he switched over to Army when they used to do that back in the day. And seeing his pictures and hearing about the relationships and how he developed leadership skills, I saw that and I was like, I don't know. I'm 20. I don't know what I want to do with my life, but I love to hear that. And I also have uncles and sisters, or another sister that also joined as well. So just seeing that, it really inspired me to. It gave me that push to go ahead and do it. So that's what I decided to do. I wanted to go further than my father. He reached the rank of specialist, like I said, but I wanted to go further than he did, and just make my family proud. I didn't necessarily know if I wanted to do it full time, so I kind of, just dipped my foot in there to do it part
Mhm.
time, um, because I didn't know exactly where I wanted to venture into and how far I wanted to take it. So that's what I did. Yeah.
So this journey into the service was somewhat legacy for you as well, following in the footsteps of those. It sounds like it's a bit innate. Servitude is something that seems to be what you were kind of birthed into. You're saying, other people in your family were also in the military,
Yeah.
and that's good because a lot of times, to have that effect on you, because
Mm.
oftentimes we can experience the bitter side of those things. You could have been one who was upset and frustrated because your father was in the military and was gone, or
Mm.
just the different things that occur, and you may not have wanted to repeat that, but the fact that you found the joy in it, and the honor in it is really great, and that speaks to those who are around you, and that spirit of servitude. And then you didn't end there. I believe in your bio it was shared that you also went on to become a part of the police department where you're at locally as well, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
and so that was that right after the
Um,
military, or
I
it
tried to make
was that where you found yourself? Like, is that where you?
I tried to make my bio as brief as possible. I took out a lot of things. Try to highlight the good things. But it
This the
wasn't
ladies' room. Come on and
mhm.
give it to us, Kyra.
It wasn't a smooth transition, but being in the service and meeting my first husband right before I left. Pastor Linwood is hilarious. Right before I left,
He's amazing.
he didn't want me to join the military in the first place, but I knew that it's something that I really really wanted to do. So I left and I did that, and when I came back, I dabbled in a little bit of like medical assistant. I really like urology and dealing with cancer and stuff like that and helping people. I really, really, really loved it. But I wanted to take it a step further. because I felt like I was missing something. So when I got home, I went on to marry my first husband, and he connected me with people that were involved in the church, and I developed a relationship with God um, through just meeting him and through the people that he was connected to. And I knew that it was something missing, and I couldn't put my finger on what was missing, but it was God that was missing. So I got saved. I got filled with the Holy Spirit through this journey, and I got a divorce. Um, it's something that was hard,
Been there.
trying, and he did not want me to be a police officer. He did not want me to surpass him. That was something that was hard for him. But like I said, I got a divorce, and I went on to fulfill my dreams, even though at that point I had been in the military, was that 6 years at that point, and I was like, am I too old? I had a little bit of doubt, but I knew I wanted to help people. It was never about the money. I could have stayed, in the military, joined full time, but I knew that that wasn't it. I'm not sure if anybody else in the room, ladies, have ever had a feeling of it. Just, this is not all that's left. This is not all that I have to do. This is not all that I am. I just knew that it wasn't about the money. I could do better. So I ended up joining the police department, and I ended up graduating. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made. Just helping the city of Detroit. My mom stays in the precinct that I work in, and I absolutely love it. I love serving the people. I love talking to the people. I love hearing what they have going on. I just love helping them. And I ended up wanting it to take a step further. So they have this program, or this rank of training corporal or corporal. They are called the neighborhood police officers. And with me seeing how the neighborhood police officer work, their community relations, they work with directly with the community, showing their professionalism, just really focusing on what people have issues and problems with. And I wanted that. I wanted to see what was going on with our youth. I wanted to be closer. Please forgive me, my 1-year-old.
That's all right. He can share.
Stop. Okay. So I wanted to see what was going on with our youth. And okay, I'll let you go. Forgive me.
It's all right. Life is life, and it's all right. You're a mom. This is one of the things that make you a shero. You got to wear many hats. You got to switch. So it's okay.
So I wanted to get more in depth and get connected with more people in the community, the faith-based community, our geriatric community, our youth community. I wanted to touch and connect with people. What's going on? How can I be a hand and a help? Because Detroit is huge, and the precinct that I work at is the busiest. I work at the 9th precinct. It's the busiest. We have the most crime in the area that I work in. But I'm meant to be there. I'm meant to pray for the people. I'm meant to impact them in a different way. I'm not just giving them a report number and telling them, see you later. It's not just about that. What resources can I get? What do we have in the city of Detroit? There's plenty of resources in the city of Detroit, but a person has to have the heart and the mindset to care for the people around us. You have to have a heart for the people. So I connected with that, and I ended up asking my supervisor if I could transition over to become a neighborhood police officer. But of course, they have to write a letter to the chief to show, like, what have you shown so far to prove that you are worthy to, work with our community, connect, intimately with our community and the leaders in our community. So, the letter was sent off about my work ethic and who I am and how I've been going with the police department, my work and stuff like that. So my work ethic. So the chief of police, he appointed me to neighborhood police officer. And at that point, I began working in it, and I've been in the position for since September, and it's been going well. It's been going very well. I'm in a program called Sisterhood. I've actually been asked, I need to actually make a call to speak to someone else that's not even with the the schools that I work with. I'm actually being, pulled away to work with other kids and other youth. But I work with a program called the Sisterhood with the City of Detroit. I work every Thursday with them. I'm with Denby High School. I'm not sure if you all are familiar, and Osborne High School. And we just talk to these ladies and hear their voice. What do they have to say? Trying to make a safe place for them to come and speak with us, trying to figure out what's going on in their lives, giving them a voice and showing them that people care. So as of right now, I am there and doing that. Forgive us.
It's okay.
And
Listen, we get it. We
again,
all moms.
Lady
Oh,
Deshawn
we
said.
understand.
Like I'm over here, my knee over here rocking them. Like, shh, cousin.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm over
We
here
don't
rocking.
rock with you. Don't worry. That's
Yes.
celebrating sisterhood.
Yes. So I am now remarried to a man that my husband that I met on the police department, the same precinct that I work at, he works at. And it's been a wonderful connection. It's been so far a wonderful marriage. I've had my first son with him, and I'm expecting my second child with him. And it's been wonderful.
All right.
I won't complain. It's been a long journey. I had to take out a lot. It's been a long journey, but I just want, like I put in my bio, I'm just a servant. That's just what it is. I'm here to serve, and I just know that's my purpose. That's one of my purposes, to be here and serve. And okay. I know that's not all that God has
all
for
right.
me. I know that I'm supposed to go to school eventually, go back to school. And get
but you got a lot going on right now. So
But I just want to say this to Kyra. I need you to the Lord said put politics. So I don't know if you know, but the Lord is going to push you into politics. Because we just kind of don't think. I'm telling you what I heard it more than once. I heard the Lord say politics, politics, politics. So it may not be tomorrow, but that'll probably wind up where you're going. That's where you're going to wind up at. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see that you're the mayor or governor of Detroit. So I won't be surprised.
Come on, Mayor.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised. I promise you I heard it. I know this. I mean, this is a different ladies' night for us because usually we be doing a whole bunch of stuff, but the Holy Ghost is still real.
Yes.
The Holy Ghost is still talking. And as you were talking, I promise you, he said it 3 times. He said politics, politics, politics. So I'm just here to decree and declare that the Lord will continue to cover you as he's doing you as you climb up the ranks, because your name is in the wind. Hey, God. Whew. I'm trying to shake this thing. Your name is in the wind. There are people who were watching and seeing. And there are some that don't think that a Black woman can be a mayor of Detroit, but I am here to decree and declare that it is and will be.
Amen.
All right, I'll give my mic now. Let me go ahead about my business.
Well, Kyra, I'm glad that you brought up the sisterhood group as you put it in your bio, because that is major impact what you're doing, and I asked you about your transition from the military to the police department and what that process was like, because even as a young woman, as other people will end up watching this, and I hope you guys are liking, subscribing, and sharing. Again, sometimes when we do the more spicy, ladies' room moments, we get a whole lot of people. But numbers don't bother us per se, because people will watch this regardless. And so I'm saying that to say I salute you, because there's some young woman that's going to end up watching this that is going to be in that same position that you were in, and hearing you share your journey, your ups and your downs, your highs, your lows, going through divorce. I've been there twice, and I get it. Yeah, ain't no shame in the game. Been there already. But guess what? You've been through it. You didn't stay there, you threw it. And that's the thing that we forget. We hold on to those bad moments and spaces, but we're still here, which means that it didn't kill me, it didn't overtake me, it didn't, I'm not still there. I'm through it, and you survived it, and you are a living example to other young women in your age bracket of what defying odds looks like. Whatever their struggle might be different from yours, but a lot of times you think that you're supposed to know already what you're supposed to be doing, and so you feel like you're the odd man out when you're trying different things. So your story helps to make it make sense, body, and that's the importance. Thank you so much for sharing your story, and we celebrate you and honor you, because again, as a young woman, you have accomplished so much more than some
Yes.
women who in their 80s and 90s that will never see. You've already done. So again, those small drops into the water create big ripples in the ocean. And thank you for being a drop. You are breaking ceilings again. You are one who's going to break barriers. Again, you've already started, and the best is yet to come. And your cousin pastor, and they talk about, and she's a prayer warrior too. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Indeed, you are. Every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, she's laying it down in the prayer room. So,
Yes.
it is a total blessing. And I thank you. We thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifices. Thank you that even with the responsibility and the pressures of your family, you are still holding it down and serving in community,
Yes,
and that means a lot.
yes, ma'am. I just want to say that, to young women that are on here, or, this more seasoned woman, that something that really got me was that the biggest hurdle was failure. It does not define you. It's just a hurdle. I pray that everyone here, that they make it over that hurdle. Failure does not define you, not one bit. Just another
And
hurdle.
that's
So I
good.
pray they look at it just like another hurdle. So thank you
That's
so
good.
much for letting me share. Thank you so much, Lady Deshawn, for letting me be on here. I do appreciate you for inviting me to this safe space. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And thank you for clarifying, for declaring that is, because this is just what we intend to make it, a safe space for us to come and share and have real conversation with real resolutions. And I like what you were saying about failure also. In my mindset, I've come to understand that there is no such thing as failure. It was just my first try. I only fail when I don't try. And when I'm able to try and the outcome may not be what I expected or what I wanted, I have a lesson there that I can go back over my notes and see where I went wrong or where it went askew. And I can pause there and try another route. So, it's just my first try. It might be one of my 100 tries, but that's all right. We're going to keep trying until we get it right. Right? Little said, Kyra gonna be the mayor. Okay, come on, be the mayor. Be it. Why not? Listen, the world is open with possibilities. There is nothing that we cannot do. The only thing we can't do is what God says we can't do. Everything else is open opportunity. And if you break it down, it's I'm possible, not impossible. I'm possible. It's the perspective that we put on it. And you just have to be willing to put the work in. But I salute you, ladies. Come on, let's give them all some love on tonight. These are some women who have impacted the lives of the ladies room. And we are celebrating them as unsung sheroes. She is one. These are women who have defied odds, who have stepped over her hurdles, who have broken barriers. We ain't paying them no mind in the comments section right now. We'll get to them in a second. Trust and believe. Because there's a lot of hatred and shade going on up in there. Don't think we didn't catch it, fellas. We got a little bit of competitiveness going on here on Thursday nights with Ladies Doing B, with the ladies' room versus the men's lounge. So the men are trying to, to push us, but we're not gonna let it. We're gonna rest in our soft energy tonight because this is our month and we are making history. So I want to thank you all for joining us on tonight. Before we go, I want to leave space for everyone to share their final comments and also to give their ways of contact. And before we do that, hold on, I just want to welcome some more people. And I'm sorry I wasn't ignoring you guys. I was trying to make sure that we gave everyone our attention as they were sharing. So Raquel Reyes is in the house. Disciple Spencer, come on here. My bestie, I'm sorry, I'm super biased, y'all. T. Bryan, she is here. Now that's my okay. I was trying to behave. I was trying to behave. I was trying to behave. I didn't want to get into it about my unsung sheroes because my list goes, it's deep. But T. Bryan, that one there, that's the real deal. She's gonna be my roommate in heaven. Me and God, we already talked about it. That's how you talk about a sister who knows how to celebrate and support. That is my legit best friend in the whole wide world. She is knit to my soul, my whole soul. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Just everyone, please like, subscribe, and share. It was an easy, light flowing night. Sometimes we have to stop and pause and we have to take time to reflect. Stephanie Johnson is here. Janice Crawford is here. Prophet Denzel Lewis is here. Again, I want to make sure I don't miss anyone because we appreciate everyone. Karen Griffin is here. Alicia Leak is here. Of course, Anae is here. Adrian Bennett is here. Faith Lee is here. Let's see. Again, I want to make sure we're not missing nobody. I see our men are in the house. Again, Pastor Chris, aka the Psalmist Voice, and our brother Pastor Linwood. Now, these two gentlemen are part of the men's lounge, and they'll be on the third Thursday, and they'll be on in 2 weeks. The men will be coming on to share. It is still Women's History Month, so make sure you tune in then also so they can have their say because they cutting up in these good comments right here. Pastor Linwood Bill he's trying to make a hit on one of my sisters up here talking about the lady in the top right corner is kind of cute. I'm sorry, sir, she's already taken. She's off the market and not available. I gotta look out for my sister. She's not for you. She's saved. She's saved for real. But I do want to thank everybody. Oh, Yasmin Harris is in the house on tonight. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And we got the psalmist voice, Pastor Christian. Well, let's go. He's talking about he's saluting to the men's lounge, which will still be honoring and celebrating Women's History Month. So I want to take a moment again to just say this night was so important and this month is so key because oftentimes we yes and yes. Anae Kenya, the one and only moderator. Yes, she is an unsung hero. Come on, come on. Anae is everywhere. She holds it down. Okay, down. She's 20 toes down. That's how hard she holds it down. Toes on top of toes. She holds it down here on the Bravo with Sheila Network, and we celebrate her. We are going to be back doing this again, but it's so important that we stop and we pause and we reflect and take time to really celebrate and honor the women that we work next to, the women that we labored next to, the women that we sit next to, the women that we see doing great things in our local communities that maybe sometimes go unseen and sometimes go unappreciated. But ladies, we salute you on tonight and we say thank you for making a footprint in the sand for others to follow. Thank you for opening doors and windows for others to follow. Thank you for being willing to go first and for serving unapologetically with integrity and with grace and I would look forward to having you ladies to come on with us and share again. So, with that being said, I'm going to leave space for final comments. I'm going to start with Mama Jackie and Maisha. And Maisha, you see, I'm calling everybody the wrong names tonight. Y'all pray for me. It's just, I had a flu shot yesterday, and my mind is just in a whole nother space. I can't even. I'm trying to get my life together today, y'all. Well, come on and give us final comments. And again, we salute you. Come on, Maisha and Mama Jackie.
Well, of course, I always want to say thank you. It's always an honor. It's always a pleasure to be here to just share with you all. You guys are my family. Like, y'all are, look, I love seeing the familiar faces and new people that are coming in. So just thank you all so much for allowing me the opportunity to honor my Shero, to honor my mom. She does so much. She does not listen. I didn't tell her why she was coming on, y'all. So she was like, what am I doing here? What am I supposed to do? So it was a surprise. Yeah, I got a good. So I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for just allowing me to honor her for all that she does, all that she is to me and my family. She does so much for her grands. She does so much for me and my husband. She's just, someone who deserves it. And a lot of times she's like, I don't want to be in the forefront. I don't want to ruffle no feathers, but no, I wanted her to be here. So thank you all for allowing me the opportunity.
Thank you all ladies for having me. And I'm not a talker and I'm not comfortable in front of a camera. So thank you for y'all patience. And I really enjoyed it. And thank you all for having me here tonight.
Well, you are amazing, Mama Jackie. And Maisha, you already know how we love you. You are a Ladies Room Squad member. And this example right here is, ladies, if you have your mother still with you, take time to salute her, honor her, and celebrate her as the unsung Shero in your life, good, bad, or indifferent. Our moms deserve some love. So next up, I'm going to ask Dr. Kelly if she would give her final comments and how people can connect with you. And coming behind her, I'm going to ask ND to do the same.
Well, thank you, ladies. It's been really, really great to hear all of your stories, and certainly just experience you this evening. Thank you, Lady Dawn, for just having me on. And it has been a wonderful space. I have certainly enjoyed engaging and hearing and being present. It's a wonderful thing to be present amongst Black women. And so, ways in which you can connect with me, all in one shot, is at drkellyfarrell.org. Hopefully I'll see you ladies in transit, in passing, in community, but somewhere. But know that I'm very present. If you need me, let me know.
Amen. Come on, Dr. ND.
It's been an interesting evening after a really trying day. It's great to be in this space to hear. About to call you Dr. Jacqueline. Dr. Jacqueline Davis. I was about to call you Dr. Jacqueline Davis. I don't know why I said that, but anyway, let me not tap in. Let me just stay all outside of the fence tonight. But I will say this to you, Mama Davis. The Lord said that there is more. There's more for you to do. He said you slowing down a little bit. You try to take it easy, but God said He still has work for you to do it in the kingdom. There's still some people that need to hear your voice. There's still some people that needs to know that there's life after. There's still some people that needs to know that there's a part, that there's more, and that you're still doing more. The Lord said, don't get comfortable relaxing too long. He said, let you relax, but there's still people that need to hear. There's some young people who are transitioning that don't understand. There are even some people, I'm going to say sanctified saints that need to know that life doesn't end because one part of the life has concluded. It just means you are presenting the opportunity to do something new, to explore and to find out new. So the Lord is saying to tell you that there's still work for you to do, that you still have a voice, that people still need to know that there is life after, and that it's not because this part of your season has ended doesn't mean that they're not seasons to come. I was really trying my business, but the Lord kept showing you and told me to tell you that and encourage you and tell you that, because sometimes we think that once we had a career and life happens and we're seeing life happening, that there's nothing else for us to do. But the Lord said to tell you that that is incorrect, that there is still more. There's still more. So I know you're going to talk to him. You and him are going to have the conversation, and he'll tell you the preliminaries and the blueprint of what got to happen. So you can let me know how it works out. Amen. But I just want to say I thank my my Dr. Kelly Farrell. I thank her because I kind of dropped the ball. I didn't do everything I needed to do and forgot that Thursday was Thursday. I paid her. Listen, I am a firm believer that everyone who should be in their life to be able to tell them the truth and to love them through the process of telling them the truth. And holding them accountable after you tell them the truth. And I think that sometimes we forget that is what sisterhood consists of. We talk about friendship, but I don't think that we really understand the totality of friendship or sisterhood, for that matter, in this day and age, because everybody's always looking for an opportunity to get out. I promise you, the woman that I've evolved to, if I did not have Pharaoh in the very beginning, I'm not quite sure where I would be. She kind of got me together in ministry stuff. She gave me the secrets that no other woman gave me in ministry. She said she told me the realities of what ministry was, but she also told me how to navigate that. And I think that one of the things that we need to know is that we all need someone that we can be vulnerable and naked by, but they never expose that. And I think that when we talk about our heroes and we talk about these particular times of month, that we need to have those people, and we need to let them know if they've done something that has impacted their life. I know that part because she's played multiple roles. And sometimes you got to have a friend who's a sister, who sometimes might be your mama, who might be, when I say officer, let me get back to my brother on the side. No, I was not a criminal. Sometimes you need somebody that's going to tell you what the reality of things are and not be concerned about how feelings and emotions are, because it's great good of who you are and where they're trying to get to be. And because of what she from me some years ago, I now have paid the forward, and I do it for other women who are in ministry and some that are not in ministry, some that are just cultivating. So I think it's important that we cultivate others. We support and love each other from a place, because if we say that we love the Lord with all our heart, our mind, and soul, then that looks very different when you're loving a sister and even a brother. It looks very different. It takes on a very different nuance. I thank you all for this space. I love you, Dr. Lee Powell. I think it's time for a trip to go to Aruba. I feel Aruba spirit. Yes, God.
Thank you, ladies, for your shares, for your comments, and your contact information. And again, we thank God for the impact that you each are making thus far, and have made. So next up, last but not least by any means, just next up, we want to yield the mic for final comments to Kyra, and then to Lady Deshawn after her.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you again to my cousin, Miss Deshawn. Lady Deshawn, thank you so much for inviting me here. And thank you, ladies, for allowing me to be included in hearing your journeys, your stories. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for your service, Miss Davis. I do appreciate you. It's all love. And thank you, Miss Farrell, for just sharing what you do as well, especially for young Black women like myself. I do appreciate you, everything that you do. And just ladies, please, it's even people that's just listening, take it one day at a time. This stuff does not happen overnight. It is a process, but enjoy your process, enjoy your journey. And don't forget to include God in each and every step, because he will lead and guide you on where you need to be. And when you venture off of that journey and you don't include God, you will see it. You will notice it. So it's all love. Just thank you. I do appreciate you as well, Miss Lady Dawn. Thank you for allowing me to be here. I do appreciate it. Um, and God bless everybody.
I thank each and every one of you for sharing with us today. You ladies are truly an inspiration to me. And for me, this showed a different part of how we need each other, how we need a support system, how we need to hear the stories of life from each individual stage of life. All three of you ladies are somewhere different in life, but all of you have something great to offer and something that we can learn from. So I appreciate each and every one of you. And for those that are watching and listening, I would want you to take away from this to be inspired. Be inspired. So much we hear about jealousy and everybody fighting and the envy because you don't have or you're not where someone else is, instead of being inspired by what they're doing and lighting a fire within you to get to where they're going, and following your own dreams in everything that you do and everything that you aspire to be. I think the most important thing is to be authentically you and who God has created you to be. And each and every one of you ladies have shown us that tonight, that you're being authentically yourselves and doing great things, being exactly who you are.
Amen. That's awesome. And so thank you to each and every one of you. Again, sometimes we have to pause and slow it down, and these moments are important. They are impactful and they are necessary. We are all that we have. So we have to continue to support, push, and encourage one another. So thank you, Dr. ND. Thank you, Lady Deshawn. Thank you, Kyra. Thank you, Dr. Kelly. Thank you, Maisha. Thank you, Mama Jackie. And thank you to each and every one of you that came on tonight, as usual, to support Thursday night with me, your girl, Lady Dawn B, here on the Bravo with Sheila Network. It's never too late to like, subscribe, and share. And I just want to encourage you to continue to come on with us on Thursday nights. Next week, we will be having part 2 of Love, Marriage, and Ministry. And that will be still a part of Women's History Month. We're going to be talking about fitting the role of the leading lady and what that pressure is like. A lot of women think that they want to marry a preacher, but you don't understand what comes with that position. So we're going to come on and share and talk a little bit about that space as well. We're going to have the preachers come on and share a little bit about what it's like to support. This is Women's History Month, and we want to not read history, but we want to make history. And then the next Thursday night is, again, you don't want to miss. It is the greatest show ever. It's going to be the Men's Lounge right here at 7 p.m. We are bringing on the brethren, again, honoring Women's History Month. They're going to be talking about the importance and the impact of women in their lives. I promise you it's going to be fire. It always is. Something goes down. Something happens when men speak. So you don't want to miss the Men's Lounge. And then the last Thursday of the month.
I'll be in attendance on that one.
All right,
Yes,
please,
ma'am, I will be.
please do. Please do. I promise you, y'all don't want to miss the Men's Lounge. It's always interesting. And then the last Thursday of the month, we are going to have Unsung Sheroes Part 2. And on that night, I will be bringing to the platform 5 women that I personally want to salute and honor, who have been integral, and they have been the veins in my life that have helped me and continue to help me. Continue. I pray for them that they continue to help me, because I could be a lot. But I'm bringing on my unsung sheroes to salute, to honor, and to celebrate them. And if you have a woman in your life that you want to honor and celebrate, please reach out. Let us know. I'm more than happy to mention them, honor them, give them their accolades, because every woman deserves her shine. So, with that being said, my final comments are simply this. Women, understand, ladies, please know that you deserve to be heard, you are valued, you are appreciated, you are respected, and you are necessary. You don't have to sit at anybody else's table, because you deserve a table of your own. So don't worry about where you don't fit in. Know that there's a place for you already made with your name on it. And lastly, I will say this. Don't just read history. I encourage you to make history and to be history. So thank you for tuning in on tonight. Salute to you all. Have a great evening. Ladies, hang out with me 1 minute as we close. Come on, clap it up for these amazing women, Dr. Kelly, Kyra, and Mama Jackie. And we all
write a sequel because I snuggle my dreams till it's seen as illegal. And I still probably will because I can never give up. I got my goals calling me, how could I never pick up? Either we make up or just break up, and the snake hits get the rake up. Yeah, selfish, I'ma cake up if I don't shake me to wake up. Let my depression catapult me to succession. Shine a light on my imperfections like a projection. Every struggle and lesson, your issues ain't your oppression. Never got a question, keep pushing me to progression like I'ma make the rest of my life live. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. Gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. I'ma make the rest of my life live. Gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Congratulations on the celebration. I know I'm dope without a need of a validation. No congratulations on no celebration. I know I'm dope without a need of a validation.